right from the start, I would like to invite you to take a comfortable seat and to just do nothing, to just sit here with your eyes closed, as comfortable as possible. So just rest down on this little piece of planet underneath you. Close your eyes, relax wherever you can while keeping an upright posture. And just take a moment to welcome yourself here. I'm also welcoming you, and I know that just by showing up here today, we're doing yoga together for about an hour, you are indicating that you are showing up for your own health, for your well-being, for your personal growth and freedom. And that is the ultimate goal of our yoga practice. So just take a few breaths and acknowledge this, that you are here showing up for yourself. And of course, by investing in yourself, you'll be able to be there for everybody around you a little bit better as well, of course. And just feel for a moment that you don't have to do a lot. You can just sit here and everything is just fine. The planet is spinning just fine in the universe somewhere around the sun. The sun came up this morning. The temperature is just right. It's a Sunday, so you don't have to work, hopefully. And just see that you taking an hour off is a good thing. Nothing is going to fall apart when you are not there for a little moment. And as you take a few more deeper breaths, also ask yourself, so often we ask ourselves, what is this year going to bring for me? What is 2021 hold for me? But in yoga, we like to turn this question around and we're asking, what am I bringing to this year? Or in fact, to this moment, that's a better intention or time span to focus on. We have no idea what's going to happen even a day from now, let alone a whole year. So let's just be present right here. What can we bring right here? This is a good question to start our yoga practice. And take a deeper breath in. And as you exhale, open the mouth and sigh the breath out. You can blink your eyes open. And then just come to cross-legged position. Let's start with the left leg in front. I'm not mirroring you, so visually it might look opposite. And then just we're turning away from the right leg. So we're going to the left side. Place your left hand behind you. With the right hand, you can hook over your left knee. And then focus on lengthening up for this one, not on the deepest twist that you can. Just turn a little bit to the left. Just a little bit. And one really powerful tool we have in yoga and as human beings actually is our breath. So let's use this now. Inhale for a count of 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale 4, 3, 2, 1. We'll do 2 more of these. Inhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, relax 4, 3, 2, 1. Last one, inhale for 4. Exhale for 4. Nice. Return to center and swap the crossing of the legs. So now the right leg is in front, or whichever one you haven't done yet. Right hand behind you, left hand can go outside your right knee, and then lengthen the spine first. Then turn a little bit to the right, but not so much that your breath becomes uncomfortable or that you are starting to strain. This is not the right time to do that. Just a mild twist to the right. Again, we're breathing together. 3 rounds of this. Inhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Last one. Inhale for 4. Exhale for 4. You can slowly release. So whenever we are able to comfortably breathe in the posture, we're telling our body and mind that everything is okay. This is a safe position that we can spend some time in without activating our stress response. Nice. Another one of my favorite warm-ups is we start off something like this. I think it's called Stag Pose or Deer Pose. But basically your inner left knee is inside the sole of the right foot. Have your feet about a bit wider than hip distance, like almost if you're doing a squat, that's more or less the right distance. Have both knees over to the right, and then you can support yourself with your hands behind you as you start to windscreen wipe your knees a couple of times from side to side. If this is really hard, just walk your hands out a bit further behind you so you have a bit of space. So the more you lean back, the easier this will become. And the more you sit up, the little bit more intense this is going to become. So choose the right option for you, for your body. And there's another option if you want a little bit more core engagement, then you can leave your hands off the ground and just windscreen wipe your knees without the support of the arms. I always tend to creep forward when I do this, so it's okay. So just have fun with this. And the next time your knees go to the left side, stay there, don't change the legs, and take your right hand and reach it far over the left knee, far, 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 and then wiggle your fingers a little bit more away from your knee. And you can turn the chest down towards the mat. And with your right hand, push the floor down a bit. So just add a little bit of resistance. It's a really nice twisty, side bendy, hip stretchy kind of pose. I have no idea what it's called, but I only know that it feels really great. So I do this one almost on a daily basis. Again, a couple of breaths. See if you can breathe here. If you can't, then it's a good sign that you need to back off a little bit. You might need to go a bit higher up, or just not strain so hard. And then come back up. Couple of windscreen wipes to the left, to the right. Feel free to use your hands. It really doesn't matter, unless if it's fun to try without hands. All of this is okay. The main thing is that you are here, you're moving your body, you're watching your breath, you're exercising your mind to stay present and positive. Next time your knees go to the right, stay there. Take your left hand far over the right knee. Wiggle the fingers a bit further away from you, and then turn the chest down towards the mat and just soften down for a moment. And as we're softening, we are also activating one part, which is the left hand, gently pressing down onto the floor. Doesn't have to be hard, but just a little bit of tension in this system, which is going to improve our twist and the side bend. You should feel a nice stretch under the left armpit. Nice, slowly lift up. Windscreen wipe. Really nice to get into the hips in the morning or after a day of work. So if you don't have a lot of time, don't worry. Just do a couple of minutes of some of these poses, whichever one you happen to remember. Next time, knees go left. Keep them left and step your right foot over the left knee. So now we're set up for a seated twist. Left hand, wrap it around the front of your right knee. Right hand comes behind you. Lengthen the chest up and then turn a little bit to the right. And then notice this right hip, it tends to want to lift up. See if you can ground it down a little bit. You could even help with your hand if that gives you a bit of extra support. Or just remember that we don't want to lift too much because we'll miss out on some of the hip stretch benefits of this pose. And then one last thing, keep this and just bend down inside your right knee. Lengthen the spine a little bit forward. Almost like you would love to inspect your ankle, maybe give it a little kiss if you want. Mwah. Hello, ankle. Lift back up, nice. Windscreen wipes, your knee comes back inside the foot. Maybe 3 to 5 times. We're ending with the knees to the right. Step your left foot over the right knee. So now you're facing the other way of the mat, the other side. Wrap the right elbow over left knee. Left hand presses behind you. And then lift, 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 lift. Turn a little bit to the left. Now watch left hip wants to hike up. Do your best to make it a little bit heavy. It's fine if it lifts a bit. You won't have any lasting negative effects, but you'll have a better experience, or at least outer hip stretch when the hip is a little bit heavy. Couple of breaths here. Just see how the breath can flow through the shape. Of course, we're wringing out the rib cage and the torso, so it's going to be a little bit harder to breathe fully in these twists. We are aware of that. And then last one, keep the legs the same, but just bend forward and fall down inside your left knee somewhere, whichever you have space for. You might be way higher up, you might be lying all the way down, or something in between. It doesn't matter. Nice. Lift back up, and then place your legs out in front of you. Let me show you this from sideways, and then just walk your hands a little bit away from you. The more you walk your hands away, or the more you shift your hips forward, the more intense this is going to become. So just see how it goes. Now lift your hips a bit, place right ankle on the left knee, and then you can lower back down, and then just drop both knees to the right. Keep lifting the chest up, so we're getting to shoulders, chest, and also the hips, and it's a mild twist for the spine as well. Couple of breaths here. Good. Lift the knees back up. Keep lifting the chest. Lift the hips just for a moment to get your left ankle onto the right knee and then lower back down. Lift the chest, lower the knees to the left side. Couple of breaths here. Keep pressing the hands down, lift the chest up. We're doing twists, but also I find twists a great opportunity to get into the outer shoulders and the outer hips. So we're getting a little bit of all of that in this practice. Slowly release, turn, well, whichever way is comfortable, and then come into downward facing dog. Press your hands down, press the feet down, and then just wiggle around a little bit. Just check in. How does your body feel at the start of this new year, or on this morning that you are practicing? Whatever feels good. I often like to pedal the legs out, to push one heel down at a time. Maybe move the hips side to side, or just get in there and move in a way that feels really amazing. And then just come into stillness just for a moment. We'll do 3 different twists in our downward facing dog. The first one is bend the right knee quite a bit, and then turn the left heel in. So the left foot is at a 45-degree angle, almost like the back foot in Warrior One, you could say. And then press both hands down, especially the left hand, and then lean the hips a bit to the right. So I'm turning the hips. You can even look under that left arm if that feels okay. And keep pushing both hands down. The left hand wants to be lighter, but keep pushing that one down extra. And then return to the center. And let's do the other side. Left knee bends quite a bit. Right heel, turn it in 45 degrees, more or less, in that back foot, in the right foot. And then turn the hips. I'm lifting the right hip up and turning the hips so they're facing the right side. Maybe I'm looking under the right armpit. Push the hands down, especially the right hand. And then slowly release. Come into child's pose just for a moment. The briefest child's pose in history. So brief, it's already finished. Come back to down dog. I just wanted to get some weight off your wrists, off your hands. But we've got a lot to do. We only have an hour to get into our twists and our reset practice. So second twist is take your right hand, reach it back to the lower left leg. You might go a little bit lower, maybe your ankle is within reach. If nothing is within reach, then you might have to go a little bit closer so that you have space to reach there. And then pull a little bit by bending that right elbow and turn your chest to the left. Keep pushing the hands and the feet down. Actually, only one hand, of course, and 2 feet. Release the right hand down. Go straight to second side, left hand to outer right shin or calf or ankle, or some people can hold that heel. It's all fine. If you can't hold anything, then just walk closer until it's available. But you don't want to be that close that it becomes more of a forward bend. This is not going to do a lot. So still down dog with a twist. Nice. Briefest child's pose. Here we go. Rest, relax, enjoy. We've got one more down dog twisty combination. So come back to down dog. This time we'll combine the 2 previous versions into one really amazing twisty stretch you'll see right now. So bend the right knee. Turn the left heel in 45 degrees. We might have to walk the hands a bit closer again, see how it goes. And then take the right hand to the outside of your left ankle or lower leg somewhere. And then we're combining the 2 poses. I'm pushing the left hand down. I'm turning the hips to the right. And this might not be for everyone, but if you get this, it is just pure bliss in a little twist. And then release that. Let's try the second side. We're bending left knee, turn the right heel in 45 degrees. Push the right hand down and reach your left hand to the right lower leg. And then get in there, pull yourself to the right. Turn your hips in, push the right heel down, and enjoy. One more deeper breath. Get off the hands, child's pose. Relax your head onto the palms for a moment or onto the mat. Take a few breaths. And then downward facing dog. Reach the hips up and back. Just see if you already feel a bit of a difference in the hips, the shoulders, in the connection through the midline of your body. And slowly walk the feet forward to the front of your mat. Bend your knees a little bit, hang down just for a moment. You can hold opposite elbows. And I would really recommend to bend the knees a bit. It's a healthier way to access your hamstrings, and also the lower back is going to thank you. There's already enough lower back problems in the world without having to force your forward bends. And release the hands, slowly roll up to standing. Take your time. And come to stand at the top of the mat, hands together in prayer pose. We call this Anjali Mudra. And with the thumbs, I like to gently press the breastbone, so you might even feel your heartbeat, your breath. Take a moment, press your feet down, standing tall and ready for whatever comes. This is the way of the yogi. Nice. Here we go. Let's move through a couple of sun salutations. We'll incorporate lots of twists. And remember, your goal is, what do we bring to this practice? That's, of course, what we'll get out of it. Inhale, lift the arms. Press your feet down and lengthen up. On the exhale, fold forward, soften the knees a bit. Inhale, hands to shins, lengthen the spine forward for flat back. Exhale, touch fingertips down, step your right foot back and lower the right knee to the mat. Inhale, come up, low lunge pose, stretch up for a moment. On the exhale, hands to heart and twist right elbow over your left knee. Press the hands together. Inhale, return to the low lunge. Maybe lift the arms if you like. Exhale, just step to down dog, push back. Inhale here. Exhale, step your right foot forward, lower the left knee down. Inhale, lift the arms, low lunge. Exhale, let's twist left elbow over the right knee, push your hands together. Don't need to twist super far, just a little bit. Inhale, lift the arms, create space. Exhale, step forward, forward fold. Inhale, let's rise, take it all the way up, reach through the fingertips. Exhale, hands return to the heart. Watch the breath, inhale. Exhale takes you all the way down, let the breath guide you. Inhale, lengthen the spine, flat back. Exhale, fingertips down, the left foot back, lower the left knee. Inhale, lift the arms, stay with the breath. Exhale, add a little twist, left elbow over right knee. And rush, slow the breath down, inhale, lift. Exhale, down dog, step back. Inhale in down dog, little pause. Exhale, step your left foot forward, lower the right knee down. Inhale, lift the arms, lower the hips at the same time. Exhale, we're twisting to the left. This time, press your elbow onto your knee. Inhale, lift the arms. Exhale, hands down, step forward and fold. Inhale, let's rise all the way up. Press your feet down. Exhale, hands reconnect to the heart center. One more round, just like this. Inhale, let the breath lift your arms up. Exhale, follow the breath all the way down. Inhale, flat back, lots of space and length in the spine. Exhale, right foot back. This time, let's try to keep the knee up as we do high lunge. Inhale, lift the arms, push down through the feet. Exhale, hands together, twist to the left. Push the elbow down onto the knee. Inhale, unwind it back to high lunge. Exhale, stepping to down dog. Inhale in down dog. Exhale, step your right foot forward. Keep the back knee up. We're doing high lunge if you can. If it's too much, low lunge, of course, no problem. Inhale, lift the arms. Exhale, twist. Left elbow, right knee. Stabilize through the legs, through the core. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, step forward and fold. Inhale, take it all the way up. Lift and lengthen. Exhale, hands to heart. Take a breath. Slow inhale. Slow exhale. Got one more side to do. Inhale, lift, lengthen. Exhale, fold down, relax. You can even sigh the breath out once in a while if you feel like it. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, the left foot back. Strong feet, press them down, lift up, high lunge. Hands together, let's twist. Exhale, use the whole exhale to twist. Inhale, lift the arms. Exhale, hands down, downward facing dog. Inhale in down dog, prepare. Exhale, left foot forward. Keep the right knee up if you can, and let the arms float up with the breath. Exhale, twisting right elbow, left knee. Inhale, lift the arms again. Exhale, hands down, step forward and fold. Inhale, root to rise, go all the way up. How tall can you get? Exhale, hands to heart. Close your eyes, spend a little moment to re-center yourself. Rest your thumbs in the middle of the chest. Feel your heartbeat. Feel the aliveness inside you. It doesn't really matter what's happening around. It's all part of the same life. Nice. From here, I'll turn to face you. Bend your knees a good amount, so much that you can even touch your fingertips down. And then just come up, hands to heart. In fact, for this one, I prefer if the big toes touch, I'm going to do that. So you can also squeeze your knees into each other. Good bend in the knees. We don't need to lift the arms. We're not too focused on the overhead shoulder motion, but we want to get some good twists in. Okay, enough talking. Twist to the right. Can you hover your right elbow above your left knee? And notice your hips want to completely shift into the right hip wants to cock out to the right. Don't do it for this one. Keep the knees centered. Keep the right hip back and hover. Nice. Straighten up for a moment. This is your mini break. You're welcome. Okay, bend your knees. Touch fingertips down. Hands to heart. Stay nice and low. Hover the left elbow above the right knee, but don't turn the knees, the hips. Keep the left hip back. Keep the knees next to each other. 3, 2, 1. And stand up. Woo. All right. We'll do that one more time, adding a little something. You'll see what. Bend your knees, touch fingertips down, hands to heart, stay nice and low. Start from the core. This is really good core strength. Your obliques are twisting you to the side and your hips are staying stable. Now hook the right elbow over the left knee. Thank goodness. I'm doing this with you, so I know exactly how hard this is. Now if the right knee and hip want to come a little bit forward to help in this motion, that's fine. That's actually not a bad thing at all. That's just how your body works intelligently to get things done. So do that if you want. Now straighten up. Let the legs relax a little moment. Okay, that moment is over. Bend your knees, touch fingertips down. Last chair pose, you'll be happy to know. Or in case I forget later, then sorry in advance. Here we go, hands to heart. Squeeze knees together, push the heels down. Twist to the right, hover the right elbow. Keep the left hip back for now. Then place the elbow over the knee. Push the hands together, turn the chest to the right. And if the knees and hips want to shift into this a little bit to help with the rotation of the torso, then that is a good thing. Allow that to happen. So the first twist you can release and just hang down for a moment. The first version without the elbow, I didn't want the hips to shift into it because it was about strength and control. The second one was about generating a deeper twist, still strength and control, but now also a bit of a range of motion, flexibility, work. So in that second one, if the hips help a bit, then that's good. Nice, bend the knees, slowly roll up to standing. Nice, we'll do 2 standing balances. The first one, really simple. Root the left foot down, lift your right knee up, and then hold it with both hands. Just pull in for a moment. It's really good knee flexion work. And then keep the shoulders a little bit back and the head lifted. So just realize I'm going to shift away from the wall a bit, so turn sideways. Now hold your right knee with your left hand. Keep it straight out in front of you and then start to reach the right arm back behind you, turning the chest to the right. And if it's possible, move your gaze in the direction of the chest. And if it's even more possible, then you can try and look back and spot the right thumb with your eyes. Of course, if you fall out, that's quite possible. It's very likely in this pose. So just try again if that's the case. Shake the legs out, come out. You know, when I fall out, then that means the pose is over. No, I'm joking. All right, left knee up. Hold the left knee with both hands. Pull it in close. Get into your mountain pose, but with one leg up. Lift the crown of the head. Now hold the left knee with your right hand. Keep it steady. Stretch the left arm out to the side, and then back, 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 back as far as it goes. Keep pushing right foot down. Now, if you feel stable and confident, turn the gaze to the camera, or maybe to the left hand behind you. 3, 2, 1. Shake it out. I'm not interested in you not falling out. I'm interested in you falling out and staying as stable and centered and positive as possible. That is the real yoga. Let's do second balancing pose. Root the left foot down again. Place your right ankle on the left knee. Keep this foot a little bit active, so I like to flex the foot, pulling the toes up towards the shin, and then bend your standing knee a little bit so you can sink into this. I'll give a couple of options. First option, just stay here. This is really challenging, then just stay here. It's a really good outer hip stretch for the right. Second option, hold the heel of your right foot with your right hand, and oops, I fell out myself. Turn a little bit to the left. Third option, a deeper twist, is if you can get a little bit lower and get the right elbow on the sole of the left or the right foot, then you can push those together and again turn a little bit to the left. And one more deeper breath. And slowly come out, shake the legs out. Well done. Second side, here we go. Root the right foot down. Bring the left ankle on top of the right knee. Active left foot, whatever you do to do that. Make it happen. Bend the standing knee, sit the hips a little bit back. Option 1, just stay here. It's excellent pose to practice your balance and also stretch the outer left hip. Second option, hold the left heel with your left hand, turn the chest a little bit right. Third option, if you can get this left elbow onto the sole of that foot, good. If you can't, also good. And maybe twist into it a little bit. Just choose the option that works for you, please. Not the option that looks more fancy in your mind. And then release that. Shake the legs out. Whew. Some good work. Let's do a couple of standing poses. And let's start in downward facing dog. Moment here, this is a great pose to sort of recalibrate, to feel the left and the right side, to feel your upper body and the lower body, and feel your midline through the crown of the head, your throat, the center of the chest, the belly, the pelvic floor. Good. Step your right foot forward. Lower the left knee down. Slowly come up with the hands to the front knee. Nice. And then take your left hand forward, your right arm back. So we're twisting over the right leg. Keep softening the hips down as far as it will go. You can take a few more breaths here. Or for some of you, if you reach your right hand back, you might feel the outside of the left thigh. If that's the case, then you can lift the left arm up a little bit and lean into this. Keep bending the front knee. Hold this for 3, 2, 1. Now place the left elbow over the right knee. Let me turn around so I can show you a little bit better. Left elbow over the right knee. Make a fist with the left hand and push the right hand down onto that fist. If you often have wrist problems, then this is a nice little alternative to take some pressure off that bottom wrist. Hold this for a moment. And now keep that, but with your right thumb, pull your own right hip back. So you want to wedge it in there. You can roll the hip out. I'm doing this, but I'm also pulling back towards the back of the mat. This allows you to lengthen the spine a bit forward against this resistance of the hip going back. Keep that feeling. And if there's a little bit more space, wiggle the left elbow a bit more over the right knee. If you want, I like to use the right hand in the middle of the right thigh to just get in there a little bit more. Now, if your arm is sufficiently over that knee, you might be able to place it down. Not necessary at all. You might just stay here. This is perfect. And there's also another option to straighten the back leg. With the right arm, you can wrap it around if you want. And take a breath or two. Or pretend that you can breathe properly in this pose. It's rather constricted, isn't it? Good. Release the hands down. Step back, downward facing dog. This time we'll inhale to plank. Exhale, slowly lower down onto your belly. Let's place the fingertips a little bit wider outside your shoulders like spider hands, and use this to lift up into this version of Cobra Pose. Roll the shoulders back and down. Lift the head and the neck out of the shoulders. Nice. Slowly come back down. Downward facing dog. Just push back. Step your left foot forward. Lower the right knee down. Come up with the hands to your front knee. Just take a moment, settle in, see how you feel. And then take right hand forward, left arm back, while bending the front knee as best as you can. This is it, we have arrived. So this is a twist using more core strength and less leverage from the arms from an external source. This is a really great way to train your core. Maybe if it's available, find the outside of your back leg. Lift the right arm and lean into it for a moment. Couple of breaths. Your breath is always telling you how you're doing, or where there's a couple of sticky points. If you stop breathing at any point, then you immediately know, okay, there's a bit more work to do here. Or you might just have to back off to make it more available for you at the moment. Release that right elbow over left knee. I like to make a fist with the right hand and then push the left palm down on the fist. A couple of breaths here. So imagine you wringing yourself out. All the stuff you don't need, the baggage from the previous years and memories that are weighing you down, feel like they are now allowed to leave if they want to, if it's time. So that there's space for whatever new experience awaits. Keep that. Place left thumb in the left hip crease. Lengthen that a little bit back and turn the hip a little bit out. So I'm doing this with the hand, external rotation, and I'm pulling a little bit back towards the end of the mat. See how that goes. Does this give the spine a bit more space to lengthen forward and up? And I like to place the hand in the middle of the thigh, push it in to move the right elbow or even armpit more over that right knee. So we're closing this gap between the upper body and the lower body a little bit more. This might give you space to place the hand outside your foot, maybe to tuck the back toes under and lift the back knee. You can wrap the arm around or just find any version of a bit of a deeper twist that seems to work well for you. Breath is restricted, but still we don't want to ignore it completely. We're still breathing into all the space we can find. Release that, hands to the mat. Step back, downward facing dog. Inhale, shift forward to plank pose. You can always use your knees, otherwise just bend your elbows, slowly lower down onto the mat. We'll do upward facing dog. So for this, instead of hands on the shoulders, slide your hands a little bit further back so their fingertips are next to the center of your chest. Lift the head, lift the chest, lift the shoulders, lift the belly, lift the hips, and lift the knees. Then push the tops of the feet down, get chest through the biceps, and lift the head out of the shoulders again. Nice. From here, just turn to look over to the right, over your right shoulder. Have a look. How the feet doing, how the legs doing. Look to center and look over the left shoulder for a moment. Back to center, downward facing dog. Take a moment in child's pose, place your knees down. I like the big toes to touch and rest your forehead on something. If the mat is too far away, just make a pillow with your hands like me to rest your head on, nice and comfortable. Nice. One more standing pose. Step your right foot forward. Place left hand inside your right foot and lift the right arm up. Easy twisting lunge. Stretch up through the right fingertips, but press down through the left hand at the same time. Nice. Keep the length that you have chosen here. So it's quite a long stance. Turn the fingertips down and start to push the right heel into the mat so that more and more your right leg starts to straighten. If it doesn't straighten all the way, it's time to panic right now. This is no longer acceptable. No, not at all. Just bend, just bend the right knee a little bit and you'll be fine. Keep left hand under your left shoulder. Can you lift the right arm up? So it's a version of revolved triangle pose, but we're in a longer stance than maybe the traditional version. Keep the right hip back. Turn the chest to the right. Reach up through the right fingertips. If this is really hard, you can always place something under the left hand to make the floor a little bit higher for you. Nice. That's enough. Hands down. Just to down dog. Left foot forward. Right hand stays inside the left foot. Right leg straighten it as best as you can. Then lift the left arm up and reach it to the ceiling. Create that line, the opening of the chest. Continuing to the right arm, push it down. Continuing to the left hand, reach it up. Nice. Left hand, brace it back down. Start to pull the left hip back. Keep quite a long stance in this one. And the main thing is pulling left hip back. The main thing is not straightening the left knee. It might happen if you have space, if it's available to you. But if not, just keep a little bend in the left knee. That's fine. Right hand under right shoulder. I like to be on fingertips here to be a bit higher up. And then left hand, reach it up. Find length in the spine so your head is going to the front of the mat. Your left hip is going to the back. Your arms are stretching out in two directions. Revolved triangle pose, a little bit modified with the back heel lifted and a longer stance. Nice. Release that. Step back, downward facing dog. From here, slide the right knee forward behind the right wrist. Pigeon pose. Slide the left leg a little bit back so that the left leg is in line with that left hip. Nice. For here, we'll stay quite high up for this one. Just place the left elbow down, and I like to hold the right knee with the left hand. Instead of going down as low as possible, it's not wrong, but we're doing something slightly different today. So lift up a bit, sort of 45 degrees, and press the right fingertips down to turn your chest to the right. At the same time, lengthen the right hip back towards the end of the mat. And of course, the breath is everything. Rather do an easier pose in which you can breathe comfortably than a very advanced pose in which you're holding your breath. There's just no use. Couple of breaths here. We've done a nice active session sequence, and it's good to alternate it with a moment of recovery. The balance between these two is gold. Slowly release. Turn back to center and step back to down dog. So I'm going to turn around again so you can see better. Slide the left knee behind your left wrist. Lengthen the right hip back. Do whatever you need to make this comfortable and accessible. Some people might need to slide a block or a cushion. And with this left hip, I actually often do. Some people might need to pull the left heel further in. Just make it right for your body. Always adjust the pose to your body and not your body to the pose. Sounds obvious, but often we forget. Nice. Remember, staying quite high up, so don't lie all the way down. Place the right elbow down with the right hand. I'm holding left knee, and I'm tent your hand or the left hand. Push it down so you're turning the chest to the left. At the same time, lengthen the left hip towards the back of the mat. Really nice outer hip work combined with some spinal twisting work. Couple of breaths here. It's nice to just rest in a pose. Remember, a pose, asana, in Sanskrit means to take a seat. So you need to be both comfortable and stable. That's actually what it means. If it's not those two elements, then it's not yoga really. Release that. Just roll onto the outside of your left hip so you could swing the right leg around. Straighten the right leg and bend your left knee. Pull that left heel in quite close to your buttock, but leave a little bit of space between the left foot and the right leg. I like about a fist distance. Let me show you from the front. Nice. From here, lift the chest up. Place the left hand behind you, the base of the spine. Now with the right elbow, hook over your left knee and turn to the left. The right foot, don't forget, you've got two legs that need equal attention, so don't let it just flop out. Make the right leg and foot active. Lengthen the spine. Often the head wants to lean a little bit forward too much, so can you lean the head a little bit back? Not way back, but just so it balances at the top of the spine. You're welcome to look back over your left shoulder, but in my opinion, that doesn't always improve things. To the contrary sometimes, so often I like to keep the head neutral in the direction of the chest. Good. Unwind. Stretch the left leg out. Bend your right knee in. Place the heel quite close to your buttocks, but leave a bit of space, maybe a fist between left inner thigh and the right foot. Activate the left foot. Right hand goes behind you. Hook the left elbow. Lift the chest up and turn to the right. Head wants to bow down. I've got the same problem. Just to remember to lean a little bit back so it's stacked above the rest of the spine. This pose is called Marichyasana. I think it's version 3. was a sage from the ancient yoga tradition, Mr. Marichi. I don't know if they said Mr. then. And slowly release that. Just to unwind, place both feet a little bit in front of your hips. Place the hands about a hand's distance behind you, and then just bridge up, lift the hips, push the hands and the feet down, and even if you want, you can lean the head back. Or if your neck is not so happy with you when you do that, then just look forward towards your knees. 3, 2, 1. Slowly lower down. In fact, let's lower all the way down. Take a moment to feel the touch of your body on the mat. And then just place right ankle on the left knee and lower both knees over to the right side. Nice. That's enough. This is plenty. We have some nice external rotation in the right leg, got some internal rotation in the left leg, and the arms can just relax, maybe cactus arms, we can straighten them out. It's all good. Take a few breaths with the intention not to stretch deeper or to go further, but to relax more, to just become settled and still. And then release, bring the knees back up, place the right foot down, place the left ankle on the right knee. From here, we'll just lower both knees over to the left side. Keeping the ankle on the knee, unless if that's not comfortable, you can always release it down. The arms, I like to stretch them out, but there's lots of other options. And then again, can you step back and let the pose and the yoga and the breath just do their work without you. And then with you, I mean a small you. The you that wants to force stuff. The you that says, no, this is not acceptable. The you that has preferences and attachments and hundreds of little hang-ups about how things must go. Allow that one to rest in the background. Let the bigger you rest in this space. The you that is connected to all things around. The you that trusts that things are going just as they should. The you that is the calm presence, which is always there, but it's so subtle that it's so easy to forget. Slowly release again. Nice. Now we'll end with a super simple twist, which is both knees together, drop them to the right, and open your arms in line with the shoulders. Maybe the right hand can keep the left knee a bit grounded if you want to. I want to end with a little breathing exercise just before Shavasana. So do this with me, just how we started. Inhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, let it go. 4, 3, 2, 1. 2 more. Inhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Last one. Inhale for 4. Exhale for 4. Bring the knees back to center. And then just lower your knees over to the left. Same thing. Knees to the left. Maybe left hand on the top knee. Right hand can reach away from you. And then let's settle in with 3 slower breaths. Inhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Last one. Inhale for 4. And exhale for 4. Without disturbing your peace, just shuffle to lie down on your back for final relaxation. Let's take a couple of minutes to rest, which is at least as important as the active part. So wiggle around, find a really comfortable position for your arms, for your legs, for the shoulders and hips. Can your spine just soften down? Can your head rest fully back on the earth? And can you create the feeling like, like after a long night flight or drive, you come into the house with your heavy suitcase and you put it down. You no longer have to carry it around. You put down this heavy suitcase. And you come home to your body, to your mind, to your breath. And start to take a few deeper breaths. As always, if you have a little bit more time to rest here for a bit longer, then it's not a crazy luxury. I would definitely recommend that. But if 1 hour is all you had time for, then well done. Start to move your hands, move your feet. Bend your knees and roll over to your sides. And then slowly come up to sitting. Find a comfortable seat. Place your hands together at the heart. Close your eyes for a moment. See how your body feels, how the breath moves, and how your mind is able to rest a little bit easier in the body. It doesn't feel so anxious anymore. Touch your hands to your forehead, to your heart. Bow to yourself on the mat. Namaste, everybody. Thank you so much for practicing with me this morning. This was Steven from Yoga Works. Well done for showing up.